Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
I think if Kyle Shanahan saw our entire ranking, 1 through 91 of every player on the roster, this might be the one that would upset him the most. At number 65, we have number 3 emergency quarterback, Brandon Allen. And look, Kyle loves this guy so much. And, as we talk and kind of break down what Brandon Allen's accomplished, entering into his 9th NFL season, which is incredible. I think one of the best jobs in the world is to be a backup quarterback. Now in today's NFL, the 3rd-string quarterback might be up there as well. And so, if we look at the rankings, we had 4 separate rankings, 1 through 91. Shout out to, Zach, Oscar, Dave, Josh. You guys all helped us out. His highest ranking, Brandon Allen's, was 61. His lowest was 75. So you see the spectrum there. He comes in at 65 for us. Now, Brandon Allen was on the roster last year, and he came in at 83. So you're talking about almost a 20-number jump from last year to this year, but a lot of that's just the quarterback room. Last year, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy. Brandon Allen was the 4 guy last year. Now, he's the 3 guy. Things change. The situation changes. And it is crazy whenever you look at the names. Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen. The only guy that came back, Brandon Allen. Kyle loves this guy. Now, he's changing his jersey number. He was 4 last year. This year he's going to be number 17. 6'1", 217. Not a big quarterback, but when you see him next to Brock Purdy, he's bigger than Brock Purdy. We have a very, very small quarterback room. He's 31 years old, ran a 4.8 40, 7.063 cone, little shifty. He's got some speed to him, 28-inch vertical, 110 broad jump, really, really good. Now, you put in his measurements over on mockdraftable.com. Here are his comps, and I'm sorry they're all white quarterbacks. It's an algorithm. I didn't do this. Sam Howell, 88% match, also in the NFC West now. Jimmy Clausen, 84%. Colt McCoy, Hook'em Horns, 83. Baker Mayfield, 83. So you can kind of see undersized, scrappy quarterback. That's what he is. All those guys fit that exact same mold, and he's the same one. He's from Arkansas, down south, went to Fayetteville High School. His father actually worked for Arkansas. He was the director of high school and NFL relations while he played football there. So his whole entire family, Arkansas Razorback through and through. My dad would be proud. He graduated from Arkansas with his bachelor's in recreation and sports management. Now, you look at what he did to get to Arkansas. Was the number 31 quarterback prospect in the country. He went out and he had some really, really good years. Finished his high school career with over 7,000 pass yards, 64 pass touchdowns, and 26 interceptions. Then goes to Arkansas and breaks a lot of school records. 34 straight starts at Arkansas, which was the longest streak at that time since Arkansas joined the SEC. 34 straight starts. And so whenever you look at these 6'1", 200-pound quarterbacks, you're like, oh, are they durable? Can they maintain playing in the NFL against these D linemen and whatever else? Well, you do it in the SEC, you could do it in the NFL. And so, historically speaking, it's the best competition. There's no doubt about that. And so he checked that box. His younger brother, Austin, also played quarterback at Arkansas. While Brandon Allen was at Arkansas, 2-time honor roll member. Again, Kyle loves those guys. 3-time SEC academic honor roll. So he's got the intelligence, he's got the durability, he's got the scrappiness. And with Kyle, he wants somebody that's just going to do his system. You know what I mean? Like, you do what I tell you to do, be a robot. And I think Brandon Allen has learned that. I really, really do. Now, he was drafted in the 6th round, pick 201 of 2016. And a lot of 49ers quarterbacks around that span. He was 40 picks behind Nate Sudfeld, who was the quarterback 3 before he was, and 6 picks ahead of Jeff Driscoll, who was with the Niners for a little while. Now, you look at his NFL career. He's started 9 games. He's gone 2-7 during those, but he's played in 15. He's done much better whenever he's come off the bench than whenever he started games. Starting games not really his thing. But he does have 2 fourth-quarter comeback wins coming off the bench, which I do think is important. Now, just statistically, what Brandon Allen's achieved in the NFL, 10 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, 56% completion percentage, not great. 21 sacks, that's the red flag. That's the red flag. 2 game-winning drives. Like, he's got some things that, like, okay, like, we could see this. He was Joe Burrow's backup the year they went to the Super Bowl. Probably should have won the Super Bowl if not for that stupid phantom pass interference call against Cooper Kupp, but whatever. Again, talked about the scrappiness and running a 4.8. He does add some rushing ability. He's got 33 career rush attempts for 64 yards, 11 rushing first downs. Like, that's not bad at all for a quarterback. So he's a little bigger than Brock, not as squirrely or as, acceleration. He's not team quads, but he's got some wiggle to him. And he's kind of bounced around. Started on the Jags, was their number 3 quarterback. Then did the same thing with the Rams, never saw the field. Then the Broncos, he played 3 games for the Broncos. Then he was with the Bengals for his 4th, 5th, and 6th season. Then he joined the Niners. This is his 2nd year with us now. And again, though, I go back to last year's training camp. It was evident Kyle loved this guy. Kyle Shanahan loved Brandon Allen. Loved him. You remember, everybody was so upset because, I was at all the training camp practices, and you kept seeing number 4 go out there and get reps while Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, and Brock Purdy are watching from the sidelines. Now, Brock was on, a rest, whatever, because of his elbow surgery, but it was frustrating because we didn't know how healthy Brock was going to be. Trey Lance and Sam Darnold, what was that going to look like? Meanwhile, Brandon Allen is the only one left of that roster. Kyle loves this dude. Now, he comes out in preseason last year, didn't get any regular season action or pass attempts. Not good. Last year, 2023 preseason, goes 7 of 14, 50% completion percentage, bad. 59 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Terrible. 21.7 passer rating in the preseason. But he was playing with the 4s. I don't know. Comes back this year. They signed him to a 1-year, $1.2 million deal with $700,000 guaranteed. That's what's crazy. Sorry, the $1.2 million deal was 2023. This year's a $2.0 million deal. Sorry about that. I messed that up. With $700,000 guaranteed. Brandon Allen is getting almost as much guaranteed money as all of the undrafted free agents combined this year. Brandon Allen's sticking around, guys. Like, all there is to it. Now, I know somebody's back there saying, but yeah, Nate Sudfeld, we waived him to keep Brock Purdy. He was a $2 million deal, all that stuff. It's a different era now. The 49ers salary cap 3 years ago versus the 49ers salary cap now, a little bit different. Plus, on top of that, the NFL's adjusted their rules because of the injury to Brock Purdy. You now get to keep that 3rd quarterback. So as long as he's on the 53-man roster, you get to keep him active on game day as an emergency quarterback. That's a new rule as well. So that 3rd quarterback position, the 49ers value more than anybody. It's just what it is. Now, if you look at what Brandon Allen's been able to accomplish his career, he's approaching $7 million career earned. $6.9 million earned in his 8 NFL season. Shout out to him. Now, you look at the depth chart, it seems to be very clearly shaken out. Brock Purdy's 1, no doubt about it. Dobbs, with what he got paid, he's 2. Those both are locks. Brandon Allen, I'm going to say 85%, I'm going to say 95% chance he makes this 53-man roster. And then Tanner Mordecai, the undrafted free agent, he's probably going to be the practice squad guy. Kyle Shanahan will not allow Brandon Allen to play for another team this year. It's just not going to happen. Unless Tanner Mordecai surprises or Brandon Allen gets injured, I think those are the only 2 possibilities that Brandon Allen would not be on this 53-man roster. So hopefully you don't see him play at all again during the year, which means Purdy and Dobbs stay healthy. But it is a nice security blanket. And if it makes Kyle Shanahan feel good, who's to be against it? Kyle, keep your guy, Brandon Allen, and don't get mad at us because we had him at number 65. Kyle would probably put him at like 40 or 35. But anyway, that's going to do it for us, and we'll just keep counting them down over here at the 49ers Rush Podcast.